visions of aging. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, when I was doing research for the show, I looked at Dr. Bill Thomas's name, the Second Wind Tour, and I said, I was part of that tour as well, and that is where I met Mr. Milando. So beyond being an organization, Musicians for World Harmony is characterized by its spirit, right? The spirit of interconnectedness, generosity, hope, and love that infuses the work of this amazing ensemble of people. And this spirit epitomizes grateful living. Musicians for World Harmony creates a vital space for people to be with and to move beyond trauma and pain in a way that cultivates wonder, joy, and community. When asked what sparked the founding of Musicians for World Harmony, Milando shares more of his inspiring work. He says, in 1988, I was invited by a man by the name of Glenn Ivers to join him to do humanitarian work in Africa. We went to shoot a documentary for PBS called The Song of the Refugee. On their visit to refugee camps in Liberia, the Ivory Coast, and Rwanda, I noticed that the young refugees who had been badly traumatized by the wars responded and reacted positively to my flute and kalimba. They offered to perform their own songs for me, and they opened up to share stories about their lives before the war and about their dreams for the future. It was the same reaction from their mothers. I realized the healing power of music then, and I knew I had to do something so that I could visit more refugees. So, how does Musicians for World Harmony use music and music therapy methodologies to help people remember their own stories, find their own voices, and sing again? Well, Mr. Milando talks about his Music Heals program. And music here is used as an acronym, okay? So the M stands for mobile, the U for unit, S for song, I, improve, and C, communities. So the Music Heals program is a mobile unit of song to improve communities program. I just love that. Music Heals program. So this program uses music, the playing and composing of music, to help those in war-torn and displaced communities bring back what was naturally part of their life, part of their community. Mr. Milando says Musicians for World Harmony does not use music therapy interventions unless we have a trained music therapist with us. He says, when I play music for refugees, immigrants, seniors, or people who have suffered from disease, the first thing I do is create a safe environment where people don't feel judged. That starts with me not judging those who think they can't sing or dance. People have to feel safe. They have to feel appreciated. Sometimes they can be so sick that they can only move their shoulders less than an inch, and that's all they can do for now. The stories usually come easily after the music. We all have a story to tell if we are given a chance to tell it. As the musician, it's always important to remember that it's not about you. It's about the people you have in front of you. The music that you choose to play has to relate to the people you're working with. You have to be aware of how fast they're breathing or what mood they're in as you choose the songs. When I work with people, they get involved in many ways. They respond to my call and response songs. They share their own songs and many times their stories. they also usually move or dance. Connecting displaced and distressed people with music helps to reawaken their humanity. So you might wonder, like I did, how does music help to reawaken the humanity in their hearts? How does this happen? How does music heal? Well, Samite Mulando explains it this way. Music has the ability to touch the soul and speed up the healing process. When people hear music instead of gunshots, it gives them hope. It reminds them of how things used to be before the wars. For seniors, music has proven successful in unlocking memories and reawakening the spirit in dementia patients and those with Alzheimer's. The positive impacts of music are evident to me in the participation of the seniors in senior centers. Even when we played music that was not familiar to them, every single person was dancing or moving and smiling. Seeing someone with dementia or someone who can barely move be able to participate is a real gift. Mulando goes on to say, on a recent trip, I was reminded of concerts I've given where people were dancing and shouting on summer nights. I realized that when a person in a wheelchair who starts out motionless after a couple of songs is just simply moving his shoulder in rhythm, he is connecting with the energy all around him in just the same way. And that shoulder movement feels as loud and joyous as any concert I've played where people are jumping and singing. Wow, how cool is that, right? Samade says, I think it's important to realize that we, and that means any of us, right? We could find ourselves in the same situation that these displaced and distressed people are in. How would we want to be treated if it happened to us? Pretty powerful stuff, right? Very powerful story and journey. Featuring the story and journey of Samite Mulando, professional musician and founder and executive director of Musicians for World Harmony. Through his story, we have been talking about the amazing power of music, the power of music to heal, the power of music to bring hope and joy and wonder, and reawaken the humanity of a broken spirit. Reawaken the humanity in us all. And that's how it happens, isn't it? Transforming the world one by one. Transforming the world one song, one piece of music at a time. and one person at a time, one community at a time. It's really all about the power of one person to make a difference. Who knows? Maybe today will be your day. Maybe today will be the day when you are that one person who steps up and becomes the person, and I'm going to say the leader you were designed to be, who steps up and becomes the leader you are meant to be so that you can make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. Be sure to join me next week as we continue to celebrate the majestic music of your life and celebrate you for making your life count. Now, if you missed last week's show or any part of this week's show, you can listen to the recording at your convenience. You can even listen to it on the go. Check us out at www.talknetworkradio.com/legacyliving.html. That's www.talknetworkradio.com/legacyliving.html. Now, before I close today, I want to thank each of you for tuning in to today's show. I also want to thank gratefulness.org for giving me permission to share their article. You can find them at www.gratefulness.org, www.gratefulness.org. And I want to thank all of you for allowing me to share a bit about my journey with what legacy living is all about. Not just living and serving so that you make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. It's about being on purpose every single day, 365, 24/7. Legacy living is one of the many ways to make your life count. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess. Please join me again next week right here on Talk Network Radio for another podcast of Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. We're here again next Wednesday, 10 a.m., right here, Talk Network Radio. Don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Have a fantastic day, and remember, make the days in your life count. God bless you. That's our show today. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess. I hope you'll join me again next week. Until then, don't just count the days in your life. Make the days in your life count. That's what legacy living is all about. Here's to you. Have a fantastic day. Be sure to make it a yes kind of day. And remember, celebrate. Celebrate the music of your life. Make the days in your life